Mike. All right, ladies and gents, boys and girls, happy Thursday, November the 18th, 2021. Appreciate you all tuning in. I'm Chris Phillips, host of the Daily Crow, the Spurs Up Show. As always, got a lot to get into here on a Thursday. We're taking your questions, your comments, and your calls as well. 843-790-3377. That's 843-790-3377. I see Travi, John Gibbs, Brian Dean, Leonard Matthews, Brennan M., Tim Dorn, Todd Smith. What's going on, guys? A lot to get into. It's Thursday of Auburn week. Gamecocks taking on the Auburn Tigers Saturday night under the lights at Willie B at 7 o'clock. Also, guys, it is game day, of course, for Gamecocks basketball as South Carolina returns the hardwood on the men's side to take on UAB in a very, very pivotal non-conference early season matchup. Again, we can talk that. We can talk football. We can also talk Dawn Staley and her crew getting the job done last night, notching their 11th straight win in the series over the Clemson Tigers. A lot to discuss here on a Thursday. And again, guys, I want to hear from you. 843-790-3377. That is 843-790-3377. Guys, before we dive into everything, I do want to tell you about our friends over at Dason and Shalaby Law Firm, because the Daily Crow is presented to you by our friends at Dason and Shalaby Law Firm. Guys, they're young but experienced and aggressive attorneys, both former prosecutors who used to represent insurance companies but switching sides. They both worked at larger law firms where they represented hundreds of clients at a time. And guys, they both left to start their own law firm because they understand you're not just a line item, you're not just a number, you're a real human being, and you should be treated as such. They're a small boutique law firm that treats their clients like family. Guys are going to know who you are and treat you like a client and not a number. They handle injury cases that arise from car accidents and work accidents. Guys, do not try to take on the insurance company yourself. Been involved in any type of accident, no matter what it might be, the last thing you should be dealing with and worrying about is the paperwork and dealing with the insurance company. Let the experts over at Dason and Shalaby Law Firm handle it for you, guys. They use the latest technology to make representation efficient yet effective. Again, guys, let them take care of everything for you. You don't even pay them unless they recover money for you. Rami's in Columbia, Curtis is in Charleston. They handle cases statewide. They also offer virtual or in-person consultations at no charge. Guys, give them a call today in Columbia, 803-973-0304, or in their Somerville location, 843-388-3368. Or, of course, guys, your one-stop shop, their website, dsinjurylaw.com. That is dsinjurylaw.com for more information. Again, guys, it's our friends over at Dason and Shalaby Law Firm. Be sure to check them out and tell them that Chris from the Spurs Up Show sent you. All right, taking your questions, comments, calls, guys, 843-790-3377. That's 843-790-3377. We're rocking, we're rolling here on a Thursday afternoon. This Thursday, November the 18th, 2021, the Thursday of Auburn week, as the Gamecocks take on the Auburn Tigers. Eric Fryer says, your boy in the house. What a great atmosphere at the CLA last night. Yeah, looked awesome. I was obviously watching it on my laptop just down the road from Tin Roof, but looked like an incredible environment. Really excited to get out to a game this season, guys. I don't know if you didn't know this, but I've never been to a women's basketball game. I've never been to one. So looking forward to getting to one this season. Kind of a sluggish start, a slow start, if you will, whatever, who cares? You still end up winning by like 40 basically. So our state, no surprise. Leonard Matthews says, all my homies hate Mike Bobo. Indeed. Yeah, it was 76-45. Yeah, 76-45, John Gibbs. William Korb just bought me a Beamer Ball sweatshirt. Got to support the brand, brother. Go Cox. Yeah, William, appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. Thank you so much, man. Appreciate everybody who supported the merch. Merch has been flying off the shelves as of late. Been really awesome to see. So, again, guys, thank you all so much. The Clem Sucks merch has been going crazy. My stuff actually just shipped out yesterday and this morning, so I'll be rocking. Guys, next week, again, we're not looking ahead, but I'm just letting you know, next week is going to be a wild time. We are going to be all the content, truly content bleeding out of the eyeballs next week, all around the rivalry and the history of the rivalry and my personal experiences in the rivalry. It's going to be an absolute blast. I know men's play on Tuesday, so we'll have that as well. But again, next week is going to be a very, very heavy football week, a very heavy rivalry week. We'll be live next week at Tin Roof, 5 to 7. Of course, the game's at home. We'll have the TSUS tailgate. A lot of dope stuff. Also, guys, speaking of home games, speaking of tickets, speaking of Williams-Brice Stadium, 5 o'clock today, we are picking our winner, our ticket giveaway winner on Instagram. If you need 2 tickets to the ball game, if you know anyone that needs 2 tickets, our good friends at Dason and Shalabi Law Firm, we've teamed up with them to give away 2 tickets to Saturday's game. Section 8, row 15, guys. They're fantastic seats. The giveaway is being run exclusively through Instagram. All you got to do, go to our Instagram. We have put up the post on social media. It's the Carolina Auburn ticket giveaway with Dason and Shalabi Law Firm. Like the post, tag 3 friends, and follow Dason and Shalabi Law Firm on Instagram for your chance to be eligible. Again, we're going to pick the winner at 5 o'clock, and I will announce that and transfer the tickets accordingly over to you guys. Van Webster says, are you going to the girls' game on Black Friday? I will be there. That game's at 3, man. There's no reason why I couldn't go. I don't have any plans that day outside of just dropping the podcast, and, we'll be live on the Daily Crow noon to 2. So, yeah, so, man, I might have to slide over there after that. Yeah, that'd be fun. That'd be really fun. Kind of a middle-of-the-day basketball game. That'd be a blast. So, I might be there. I'll let you know. I might be there. Stephanie Lee, what's going on? Courtney Washington, CLA will be rocking. I hope it's rocking tonight. I don't know really what to expect from the crowd. I think that Carolina basketball fans, I think we all sort of feel similarly in the sense of, I was talking to people about this last night. I want to be excited for Frank Martin's team. I do. I really want to be excited, but you got to give me something. You got to give me something. You know what I mean? Like right now, I'm kind of on the fence. The Princeton loss really, really hurts. This is a huge swing game. I talked about it on today's podcast, which, by the way, episode 539 dropped this morning, breaking down everything with the Auburn game, top storylines, key matchups to watch for, keys to game, all that good stuff. Also, our first full game preview, for basketball. Obviously we've been kind of lightly touching basketball because we're still in football mode, but full game preview for this one because this is a big game against UAB. So what I mean by that is broke down the game in its entirety, talked UAB, we talked top storylines, we talked keys to the game, we talked UAB players to watch for. It's a good Blazer squad, and I locked in my prediction, which I'll drop a graphic for later today, but this is a good Blazer squad. Do not get it twisted. I saw some people react negatively to the betting line. UAB is a 2.5-point favorite in this ball game. They're a good team, and they got a really, really good coach in Andy Kennedy, who was the head coach at Ole Miss for 10 years or so. So they're a well-coached team. They're a good basketball team. They'll come in this game expecting to win. They're favored to win. Hate to say it, I'm picking them to win, but this can be a huge swing game for Frank Martin and his team. Again, it's one of those early season non-conference games. You win this game, maybe all of a sudden the narrative changes to, hey, maybe we're a little bit ahead of schedule. Maybe we're a little bit better than we expected. You lose this one, you sit at 2-2. I just think fans are going to say, well, here we go again in the non-conference. And Courtney Washington says, not tonight. I'm referring to the women's basketball team. The men need time to gel with their players. Courtney, I'll say this. And you know what? If this hurts people's feelings, so be it. It's a damn shame. And I understand you can say the product. There were 13,000 people there last night to watch women's basketball play Clemson. What's going to be a damn shame is there probably won't even be half of that there tonight to watch the men. That's a shame. I understand the product. It's still a damn shame. It is. It's a damn shame. This is a big non-conference game. I wish I could look at our basketball games and say that, oh, well, one of the factors is going to be we're on our home floor. We're on our home court. That means nothing for us. That means nothing. We don't have a home court advantage right now. We don't. Again, I understand you win, they will come. I understand you got to put a product on the floor. I get it. And again, I'm not telling people how to spend their money, but it is a damn shame. Because what games like last night show and what women's basketball shows is that there are people out there that love basketball, that want to watch basketball. But what it shows is they're only going to show up when you're winning. Fair weather fans. I mean, just call it for what it is. Fair weather fans. Ouch. Does that hurt somebody's feelings? I mean, is it not true? Is it not true? Because obviously there are people that will show up. There were 13,000 there last night. So it just sucks again that you can't look. I so desperately want Carolina to have a great basketball program. I do. I wish, we were to appoint him again. You guys noticed, right? You noticed there's no basketball stuff hardly in here. I've got the Final Four newspaper framed over here, but there's not a lot of basketball stuff in my studio. Why is that? Basketball is just not celebrated at South Carolina. It's not. It is not celebrated. Not really, not in my mind. I don't know that from an administrative standpoint, we really care about basketball, that we really get fired up for basketball. So, and that's why I've said, listen, man, you can say what you want about Frank Martin. You like Frank Martin, but if you missed the tournament this year and, losing is one thing. When your fan base becomes apathetic, that is another. And I think you missed the tournament this year with Frank Martin. If you keep him again, what you're telling me is you don't have any expectations of winning for Carolina basketball. You just don't. You don't. Again, Dawn Staley has proven to you that if you win, people will come. It can be a great basketball. There's no reason why you can be number one in women's basketball and not be a solid men's program. There's just you can't convince me otherwise. That is just, you cannot convince me otherwise. So, but again, hey, people are entitled to do what they want. I understand the product's not great, but it's just a damn shame when you think about that there were 13,000 folks there last night to watch the women play, which is great. They deserve all that support. They're number one in the country. But the fact there probably won't even be half that many there tonight, that sucks. It's a bummer. It is. It truly is. Anyways, 843-790-3377. That's 843-790-3377. So Savannah Webster, the new uniforms they're rocking tonight, the Garnet throwbacks look incredible. Really, really great stuff. Excited to see those in person. I will be at CLA in the arena tonight. John Gibbs, winning your non-conference games makes or breaks for the NCAA tournament. I feel there's been at least 2 or 3 years that our non-conference record kept us out. Also, why is the Clemson-Carolina basketball game right now before Christmas when nobody is here? It's up there this year, but even still, we need a full house for that game regardless. I would think people would show up for that game. I just when they schedule it, man, I don't know. I don't think that's intentional by either school. I don't think that's intentional by either school. I just think that's when the game falls on the schedule. Bottom line, I think that's just when the game falls on the schedule. Let's see. Justin, from a big college basketball fan, I love it as much as college football and baseball, and even though we haven't been history good, I always watch. Been to a few games, but we need standards. He also says if men don't make the dance, that 64 teams is invited, Frank's got to go. Again, I just think if you don't make the dance this year, again, that's the storyline all season. And as you lose games, you'll say, well, we're just one notch closer to not making the tournament. And the moment it becomes obvious you're not going to the tournament, I think you need to start to have conversations and look yourself in the mirror and say, okay, we're going to come to a crossroads into this season. What do we do? Again, I'm going to give him the opportunity. We might win tonight. You know what I mean? We might actually win tonight. This conversation will be irrelevant tomorrow, right? It'll be irrelevant. But it's just the reality. It's just the reality. Hold on, there's a Louisville Duke play, and I guess football, right? Yeah, football. 7:30 on ESPN. What a game that is. Kelly Delk says, I'm stuck in Virginia, but I wish I was at Williams-Brice on Saturday night against Auburn. How is the ticket sales going for the game? I honestly, Kelly, have no idea. I couldn't tell you. I'm expecting a good crowd. I don't know if it'll be as good as the crowd there was against Florida. I truly don't know. I truly don't know. So I'm not 110% sure. Again, guys, taking your questions, comments, calls, 843-790-3377. That's 843-790-3377. We can talk basketball. We can talk, of course, Auburn game this upcoming weekend. Whatever you guys like. Again, podcast did drop this morning. Episode 539. I'll ask you guys this. Because this always kind of intrigues me, if you will. And Robbie, it looks like Robbie Davis did text last night. Okay, my bad. I missed Robbie Davis's prediction last night. My bad, Robbie. Robbie texted in and said his prediction. This is Robbie Davis. We all know Robbie. We all like Robbie. South Carolina 28, Auburn 20. Said my prediction might change by Friday. I also think we absolutely have to be able to run the football in order to win Saturday. I hope you and your family have a wonderful Thanksgiving and Christmas. Go Gamecocks. So Robbie Davis is locked in 28-20. He's got South Carolina getting the W. Also says we need to take care of Auburn, and then come Monday, we can focus on Clemson. Indeed. 28-20, what Robbie Davis is locked in. Corey Bridges says, what's your thoughts on TJ Finley? Does it go off again like last year? No, I don't. I don't think so. Again, guys, I know people will look at that game last year when he played for LSU and say, oh, my God. Guys, I posted this stat on Twitter. Here's something that might make you feel a little bit better going in this game. So last year, of course, TJ Finley torched your secondary, right? Absolutely torched your secondary. Threw for like 260 yards, whatever it was. Just how much has the Gamecocks' pass defense improved this season? Get this, guys. Here's a mind-blowing stat for you. South Carolina's allowing just 185.5 yards per game passing. That is second best in the SEC. Wild. Hell of a job. What a job by Torian Gray, Clayton White. Give those guys, pay them whatever they want for the job they've done. So, totally different teams, totally different scheme, totally different personnel. Your defense is obviously night and day different from last year. Again, a different coaching staff. I don't put a lot of stock in. I mean, all last year showed is, if the guys are open, he can make the throws. But I don't say, because he did that, he'll do this. That game last year doesn't mean anything. Doesn't mean anything for the game on Saturday. Doesn't. Kelly Delk says, Lindsay, I am in Midlothian. My son and I were down for the Florida game, and it was sweet. Yeah, it was a great time. Florida was awesome. Quick reminder, guys, again, of course, the TSUS tailgate from Seawells on Saturday, spots 93 to 96. We'll be out there. Look for the Big Cock Club and TSUS flags flying high and proud, folks. Again, we will be out there. We'll be out there probably around 1 o'clock or so. Going to be a really, really good time. Let's see. Courtney Washington says the reason the school's hesitant to make a move on Frank is because of the football team's failure after Spurrier left. Well, here's the difference, Courtney. We haven't reached the heights. I mean, we went to a Final Four, but we haven't reached the heights that football did in basketball. Again, we had one Final Four run. The rest of it's been kind of whatever. I mean, again, one tournament appearance. And like I said, Courtney, you can you can argue me to you're blue in the face, but that's all fans care about. That's all fans care about, Courtney. Hey, this season, guess what, Courtney? I don't give a damn how many games you win. If you don't go to the tournament, what did you do? You accomplished nothing. Sorry. That's the reality of college basketball. They play the season for March Madness. March Madness is the whole point of the season. You play the season and go to March Madness. And if you don't go to March Madness, you might as well just throw the season away because you didn't do anything. Doesn't matter. Am I off base by saying that? Brian Lattimore says 24-20 in the ball game. Corey Washington, if you move on from Frank, you got to have a guy that's going to come in and make inroads in recruiting, or it's going to be back to what it was before Frank. Courtney says basketball has closer to a championship than football. I hear you, Courtney, I guess because you were in the Final Four, but basketball has not had more success than football. Let's not. I know, Courtney, that's not the argument you're trying to make. One Final Four was cool. That is not greater than what you did from 2010 to 2013. Going to an SEC championship, 3 straight 11-win seasons, winning 3 straight bowl games, 4 straight bowl games, whatever it was. One Final Four run, one hot streak in the month of March for 4 weeks doesn't trump 4 years of dominance, pretty much. It doesn't. Again, I respect Courtney. And I know we're going to get in this conversation all season long, Courtney, so I appreciate that because I know you'll be here. You'll be here defending Frank all year. And I'm not like trying to come after Frank in any way, but it's just the reality. It is what it is. Again, there are two sides. There are fans that hang their hat on the Final Four, and then there are fans that totally discredit that and say, well, it was just a hot month for Gamecocks basketball. Outside of a hot month, what have you done? Because even that team going in the tournament was limping into there. Again, I'm taking nothing away from it, but I'd rather just make the tournament 4 years in a row than go to one Final Four in 10 years. Let's see. It's clobbering time, indeed. Scott Rush out of the Princeton loss. I'm nervous this might be another L tonight. I think it would be 3-0 with Keyshawn Brown on the floor. Yes, Scott, I'm actually picking UAB to win. I think UAB wins, and I think UAB covers. I want to be wrong. I have not seen us shoot consistently enough to believe that we're going to put it together. I mean, again, you're at home. You know, you've seen some of these young pieces come together for sure. You've seen some of these young pieces show out, but it's just got to come together, man. It's got to come together, and I don't know. I can't trust that it will. Ernest Harrison says the first step is to keep the top basketball talent home for the men's team. Dawn did that, and look at her success. Indeed. Brian Dean says South Carolina 28, Auburn 17. Love the prediction. Courtney Washington says, I'm not saying that, but I'm saying the men's Final Four was closer to a championship than the football team came to winning the college football championship. Courtney, I understand what you're saying, but what difference does it make? I mean, I hear what you're saying, but I just don't think that means a hill of beans in the conversation. I don't even remember what the argument was. Justin, hypothetical on a new playoff system with Spurrier, we would have been in the playoffs chances more in 10 to 13 on a system of only 4 teams. March Madness, 64 teams go. How's that a comparison? I want more. Again, I'm not asking for make the tournament every year. I'd just like to make it 3 to 4 times every 10 years. That doesn't seem like an unreasonable request. So that doesn't seem like an unreasonable request. Brian Jordan, would even a one-and-done tournament appearance be enough to keep Frank after the season? Yeah, I think so, Brian. Yeah, I think so. As long as you get back to the tournament, that to me is showing progress. Like, okay, we're having success. We're getting closer back to where we want to be. And again, here's the thing. When you're talking about making the tournament, yeah, you got to be a quality basketball team, but it's not like you got to go undefeated. Like, that's the thing. It's like 64 teams go. I understand there's like 300 and something college basketball teams, but I mean, it's not like it's like impossible to make the tournament, you know? Justin Moore, and I was not in the building last night. Great win, though. Brian Dean, the only way UAB wins is shooting from the outside. I don't see them having much success inside against our bigs. Their center's a good player. Yeah, I definitely think, though, again, it'll just be if we can get hot from the outside shooting. I mean, you know, when we shoot the 3-ball well, we win. I mean, there's pretty much no question. We shoot the 3-ball well, we tend to win. So Courtney Washington says it's not that. It's not, but that hasn't been done either. Well, Courtney, again, I mean, you got people requesting that Shane Beamer win 8 or 9 games in year 1. That's a lot more ridiculous than asking us to make the tournament 3 times every 10 years. Again, you're not asking for a lot, Courtney. You're not asking for a lot. That's not a ridiculous request. I mean, hey, let me tell you this, Courtney. Women's basketball wasn't shit before Dawn Staley got here. I mean, did that stop us from? I mean, hey, God forbid, Carolina could never go back to not being good at women's basketball. Let's jump to the phone lines. David, what's up, man? How are you?
It's been a long weekend. Long week. I'm looking forward to the weekend.
I hear you, man.
Chris, I don't know if anybody's brought it up, and unfortunately, I hadn't been able to listen much this weekend because it's been crazy. This week because it's been crazy. But I don't harbor any real ill feelings toward Bobo because football is a business. He wasn't there for me or you or the kids. He was there to make money. But I firmly believe he's smart enough that he knew Muschamp wasn't going to survive what Muschamp was in. He came there because he thought he could be head coach. When he didn't get that spot, he split.
That's fair.
Appreciate all you do, man.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say that's a fair take. That's a fair take. Yeah, I mean, I think for the, we know, man, we can sit back and look at it and say fans just take everything personally. And I think many hold grudges against Bobo for many different reasons, whether it be the way he left South Carolina, whether it be Ryan Helinski. I mean, there's many reasons I think Gamecock fans hold a personal vendetta against him. I agree with you.
Right.
It's fun to, it's fun to go with fans and the all my homies hate Mike Bobo thing, and it's a storyline for sure. But, it's just a business is a business, and hey, he's going to take care of his chicken first. That's bottom line. He don't give a damn. He didn't go to Carolina. He's not a Gamecock. I mean, he's not. So it is what it is. But, it's an interesting storyline for sure. But I'm with you. I mean, I'm. Do I personally hate this man? No, I don't. I mean, it's fun to joke around and play around, and we want to beat the heck out of him. But no, I mean, I think Gamecock fans, we have a tendency to take things a little personal, and with the way things happen, it is what it is. So,
I mean, and the other note, you played ball, I played ball, and what I don't understand, maybe I'm kind of naive. I never had to be motivated to want to just whoop that other guy's ass that was on the other side. I've never understood how people can come out flat, because to me, it's always been a competitor thing. But anyway, man, I hope to see you Saturday at tailgate. Hope the rest of your week is good, man. I appreciate all you do. Have a good one.
Appreciate you, David. Thanks so much, man. Great stuff. 843-790-3377. That's 843-790-3377. Scott Russia. Stevenson needs to up his percentage or dish the ball. I think he'll get it going eventually. Hashtag shooters shoot. Yeah, shooters shoot for sure. Dude, we might need to make some shooters shoot merch. I think shooters shoot merch sounds incredible. No, back to what David said, though. Again, I think we just, college fans in general, they take things personally. And so do I have any animosity towards Mike Bobo, like as a human being? Like, no, I really don't, guys. I don't harbor a grudge or hatred or anything like that, of course. But, it's fun to play along with it and kind of go with it. And, I don't love Mike Bobo, obviously. And, we want to beat the hell out of him. That's the best revenge. You want to get revenge? Go win Saturday. But, whatever. It is what it is. So let's see. Okay. We got a lot of conversation. Regarding Frank Martin. Jeff Gullich says, here's an interesting question. Would you rather lose in the first round of the NCAA tournament or win the NIT? Jeff, it sounds crazy. I say go to the NCAA tournament. I really do. I just think that that does so much. Believe it or not, as cool as winning the NIT is, and I will tell you this, those teams with Trey Kelly and Ronaldo Balkman, and those are some of my favorite teams. Those are kind of Gamecock basketball teams I grew up watching. As cool as those were, going to the NCAA tournament, I feel just does so much more for your program, even than winning the NIT championship. It really does, in my opinion. It does so much more for your program. You can use it in recruiting. It builds momentum. I just, as a coach, again, it's something to hang your hat on. So, I would say go to the tournament, personally. Eric Fryer says, no hate for Bobo. He gave us the sling blade. Indeed. Noah Johns, what's going on, my friend? How are you? Brian Dean is Auburn more of a running team with Finley. And I mean, they're a running team, period, Brian. They're gonna run the ball with Tank Bigsby, no question. They're gonna run the ball with Tank Bigsby. So let's see. We got other questions coming in. Let's see. According to Washington, I get it. I totally understand. But if I'm Frank, I'll leave after the season and let someone else take the charge. Yeah, I mean, that's another interesting piece of the puzzle. Will Frank Martin just leave? Like, will he leave? If things don't go his way this season, will he leave? I don't know. I have no idea. By the way, guys, here's a just random side note. PFF Fantasy Football tweeted this out, and this came from my Twitter feed. Deebo Samuel leads all wide receivers with 256 receiving yards after contact Nobody else has more than 200. Debo balling out in the NFL for sure. Debo's actually on my fantasy team also. So he tried to get me the W. So. Again, guys, 843-790-3377. That's 843-790-3377. Bryant Hughes says, I want us to stomp Auburn, but if we win, then you know what happens after a good win with our Gamecocks. See, and that right there, Bryant, because I think we saw a comment similar yesterday. I mean, that just shows you truly, man, this fan base has been beaten, battered, and bruised to truly have the mindset of, well, I want to beat Auburn, but, man, if we beat Auburn, we're going to get our asses beat by Clemson. How does that logic make any sense? How does that logic make a damn bit of sense? But that's how a lot of Carolina fans think. We just can't have nice things. If we win this weekend, we can't win the next. We can't have nice things. We can't have – I mean, I don't blame you. I get it, right? I get it. We're all beaten, battered, and bruised to a degree. I get it. Courtney Washington says the fans don't appreciate what Frank has done till he's gone. I mean, Courtney, again, are you better than you were when freaking Darren Horn was here? Yes, you are. But, again, Courtney, would you say fans are fired up for basketball and are excited for Carolina basketball on the men's side? That's the biggest problem to me, Courtney. That's the biggest problem is I enter basketball season. I mean, I'm excited, but I've got skin in the game, right? I make content. I watch every game. Like, of course I'm excited. I love making content, and I also love my team, but I love making content around it, right? It's fun for me. But if I'm just the common fan, the casual, I don't want to say casual, just the common fan, your normal, ordinary fan. I'm not a diehard, which basically all of you in here are for the most part, which is great. But think about it. There are many fans, which is awesome. Hey, they're doing their thing. They got lives, whatever. They've got limited they've got limited time, and they have different obligations and families and jobs and things they're doing. So, they got to make a decision. Hey, is it worth my time and energy and my money even to go watch this product? Am I excited about South Carolina basketball, or am I just blah and I'd rather do something else? I mean, listen, I've got buddies that are like that. They went to USC. They're big Carolina fans, but it doesn't bother them in the slightest to miss a Carolina basketball game. Doesn't bother them in the slightest. And you know why? It's because, for the last couple of years, we haven't been good enough to give a damn. Like, really, truly, we haven't. Everybody's going to watch football, guys. Everyone is. But as I've told you before, when it comes to basketball and baseball, if you don't put a product on the field and or court, you're going to have a hard time garnering the attention of people. I mean, that's why football's king, right? Because people love football no matter what. They love it no matter what. We could lose every game. We're still going to talk football with all the passion we ever have, right? As much passion as ever. That's my biggest issue, my biggest problem. It's like I wish there was this jolt of excitement in the program. I wish there was. I just don't know that we have that right now. Again, I'm not trying to already have this conversation 3 games into the season. It's a big game tonight. You win this one, all of a sudden I will be excited because, hey, you got the opportunity to go on a run, right? You do. You've got the opportunity to go on a hell of a run. You win this one, hey, what you got ahead of you? You got Wofford at home on Tuesday. You got Ryder at home on Sunday. You go to Coastal. Those are 3 very winnable games. Then you got Georgetown on December the 5th. Huge game at CLA, right? Huge game. You win this one, you could start 6-1 with Georgetown coming to your place. Then you got Florida State the next Sunday. Then you got Allen. Then you got Clemson. I mean, you could build some momentum. It's a huge swing game, in my opinion. It's a huge swing game. Eric Fryer says, for the love of God, try being a Falcons fan and a Gamecock. Talk about God giving the opportunity for patience and faith and forgiveness. Yeah, Eric, funny story. My best friend is actually headed to Atlanta right now for that game tonight. Falcons taking on the Patriots at home. Yeah. You talk about being invested, my friend. He is like we are with the Gamecocks. That's how he is with the Falcons. Season ticket holder, pays for club level. He's invested. He's given an ungodly amount of money to the Atlanta Falcons. Ungodly, truly. So, an ungodly amount of funds. So, yeah, I can't imagine being a Gamecock and a Falcon. That's tough. But, hey, at least the Braves got it done. At least the Braves won the World Series. Courtney Washington said, I'll admit I'm not fired up about it at all because I know what Frank's dealing with the in-state recruiting. It's tough right now. He's doing a hell of a job. Problems deeper than Frank. Again, Courtney, you can say he's doing a hell of a job. He's doing a fine job. But, again, you talk about Darren Horn and you talk about what Carolina basketball was before him. It might as well be that. What difference does it make? People still aren't fired up. We got spam calling in. Got spam calling in on a Thursday. Muschamp Hackers. Jeff Gulich says, I'm still concerned about the game this week, and I feel Auburn's going to come out angry, and I hope we are ready for it. Key to the game is the offensive line. They have to come out and ball out like against Florida for us to win. Track record isn't showing that will happen, but I have the Gamecock curse called hope. LOL. Now, you're right. Physicality, line of scrimmage, that's what it'll come down to. You can talk Jason Brown all you want. You can talk Josh Vann, you can talk, receivers and tight ends and the defensive backs. But if we get whipped up front, we have no chance. We have no chance. We got no chance at all. Got to win up front. Got to protect the quarterback. Got to establish some sort of run game. Just some sort of run game. And you got to slow down Tank Bigsby. I look at this game very similar to last week in the sense of, hey, Mizzou had a great running back. He ran for over 200, he ran for 200 yards. Tank Bigsby runs for 200. You will not win. Which, by the way, guys, and we'll talk about it on the other side of the break, by the way. We're going to go to a break in like 2 minutes or so. But Prize Picks has dropped their plays, their totals for this weekend. And there are some very, very, very intriguing numbers on Prize Picks. I mean, very. For our game specifically. Very intriguing numbers. Let's see. Do they have us for college basketball? They've got college basketball. I wonder if our game would be on here. I mean, I know it's UAB. But, oh, wow. They got basketball. Who'd have thunk? Wow. They've got college basketball, guys. Wow. How about that? Wow. Wow. They got points, rebounds, and assists. That is something. I did not expect to see that. I will tell you what, that's cool. That's really cool. That is really, really cool. Wow. That is really cool. I was just going to talk about the football numbers, but they've got basketball as well. I'll be damned. That's neat. Definitely going to post those on social media. Really, really neat. They had women's? No way. They did not have women's. You're kidding me. No way that. Oh, they do. Wow. Women's college. I'll be damned. That's insane. That is impressive. That's impressive. Daddy-O, nothing matters if the rush doesn't go in our favor on both sides. You got to run the ball, stop the run. That's it. John Gibbs says, I truly think if Frank changed his style of coaching, and maybe he is, that we could be a great team. Just truly think kids today don't mesh well with him, and overall that hurts the team because he has too much pride. That's what you want to call it. Travis Lee says, hell of a job. Frank Martin's the reason we ain't getting no good in-state recruits. No one wants to play for him. Oh, man. And I hate to be that harsh, but AJ Bowers, who or what needs to happen for the boys to win this Saturday night? Physicality, run the ball, stop the run, protect the football. I mean, really, it's as simple as that, man. You do those things, I think you got a great chance. So, Brett Godbold, do you stack the box against Auburn? I think so. You know, your secondary has shown they've played well this season. I think you make TJ Finley prove he's going to be the one to beat you. I do. I think that's got to be. I think that's got to be the game plan. Because I'll tell you this, you got a chance if you're making them throw the ball. I don't think you got a chance if Tank Bigsby's just running wild on you. I don't think so. I don't think so. Again, guys, 843-790-3377. That's 843-790-3377. Yeah, Eric Fryer, I see some of you commenting on. I want to dive into these Prize Picks numbers because there's some value. There's some very, very interesting numbers, both on the South Carolina and the Auburn side as well. And also, hey, we got basketball. Who knew? Who knew there's college basketball on Prize Picks? This app gets better and better and better every day. Again, guys, taking your questions, comments, calls, 843-790-3377. That's 843-790-3377. I want to continue to hear from you. Your questions, your comments, your calls, and more on the other side of the break. You're tuned in to the Daily Crow. All right, we're back taking your questions, your comments, your calls. 843-790-3377. That's 843-790-3377. Want to continue to hear from you guys, your questions, your comments, everything. We're talking South Carolina, Auburn, as well as tonight's basketball game. The Gamecocks returning to action on the hardwood, take on the UAB Blazers. By the way, total side note here. Apparently Tiger King is back. Tiger King is back on Netflix. Tiger King is back on Netflix. What do you know? Good Lord. It's like quarantine vibes all over again. Tiger King is back on Netflix. Nick Renfro, how about the throwback basketball unis? Yeah, they're sick. They're fire. Yeah, those unis are heat, man. Unis are heat for sure. J-Rock Media says, when the offense is handled correctly, the O-line performs well. We're able to run the ball and we score. Hope they get back to that this weekend. If not, we're in trouble. Agreed. Got to run the football to win. Okay, let's talk these Prize Picks numbers, by the way. Let's talk these Prize Picks numbers. Because there's a lot of value. Some very, very interesting numbers. Some very interesting totals here. Okay, let's dive into it. We'll start with passing yards. Again, this is for South Carolina, Auburn, of course, our game. Passing yards, over, under. Totals for TJ Finley, Auburn quarterback, 182.5 passing yards. Over, under for Jason Brown, 189.5 passing yards. And again, if you guys want to leave in the comments right now your thoughts, what do you like? What do you not like? What are you taking? Over, under. Let's move into rushing yards. Here's where it gets really interesting. Really, really interesting. The rushing yards. Zaquandre White, over under 60.5 rushing yards. Tank Bigsby's over under 74.5. Guys, that to me is a little shocking. After what Tyler Beatty did last week, that to me is shocking. Truly, that's shocking. That's shocking. But again, those are the totals. Zaquandre White, 60.5. Tank Bigsby over under 74.5. Receiving yards. Kobe Hudson for Auburn, 52.5. Josh Vann, 59.5, which I think that's a good number because he's been around 60, I feel like, damn near every. I think he's probably averaging about 60. Receptions. Kobe Hudson, 3.5. Josh Vann, 3.5. That's about fair. Passing touchdowns. TJ Finley, over under 1 passing touchdown. Jason Brown, over under 1 passing touchdown. Interesting. Do both quarterbacks in this game throw more or less than a single touchdown? So, and that's all the totals. They don't have anything up right now for like interceptions or rush touchdowns, or which it's surprising they don't have anything for rush touchdowns. That's really surprising. But again, those are your numbers. Those are your totals. For college basketball in our game tonight, Gamecocks taking on UAB. Again, I did not even know Prize Picks had college basketball until right now. Here are your totals. For points in this game against UAB, they got 2 Gamecocks listed. Nobody from UAB, but they got 2 Gamecocks listed. Jermaine Couisnard, over under 13.5 points. Wildens Levesque, over under 10.5 points. I think I like Cous's over. I really do. Rebounds. Jermaine Couisnard, over under 4 rebounds. Wildens Levesque, over under 7.5 rebounds. Okay. 7.5 feels like a lot. And then finally, assists. And they have just 1 player listed, of course. That is Jermaine Couisnard, over under 3 assists. Over under 3 assists. Dakota Lee says they got Beatty at 102.5, and I feel like that's cash money, especially since we ran over Florida. Yeah, that does feel like cash money as well. I see Cody Gaskin saying Tank Bigsby hit the under on that same amount against Mississippi State. I hear you, but man, like I don't know what, I think the one thing that maybe Prize Picks is factoring in, I think the thing they're probably factoring in is that, I mean, maybe they're factoring in and banking on that we are coming back home and we are expected to play better football. Beyond that, I don't know, because we haven't stopped the run. Outside of Florida, we haven't stopped the run at all. So let's see. AJ Bowers has taken the over on Jason, over 189.5. I don't know, AJ. I will say this: Auburn's allowing like 250 a game, so you feel like there are going to be some opportunities in the passing game. But I'll be honest with you, after last week and what you did against Mizzou's defense, it's really hard for me to take any overs on any totals for Carolina. It's tough. It's really, really tough. Really, really tough for me to bank on any overs. So. Again, guys, we're counting down to kickoff. Gamecocks taking on the Auburn Tigers. I actually just got my tickets to the game sent over to me. Really, really excited to get in there. Really, really excited to get in there. It's going to be a lot of fun. Hopefully it's not too cold on Saturday night, but we'll see. Again, 843-790-3377, guys. Also, if you haven't done so, of course, a quick reminder, check out the podcast that dropped this morning. Check out the podcast that dropped this morning, episode 539. As we talk Auburn, we talk UAB game tonight. Also, Corey Bridges, former Gamecocks wide receiver, joined me in a throwback interview. Really, really good stuff. By the way, where's my Section 302 gang at? That's where I'll be sitting. Section 302. Upper Deck gang. Where y'all at? That's where I'm sitting. So, let's see. David Vincent, what was the prediction from that website? collegeballnews.com. They've got Auburn 34, Gamecocks 20. Auburn 34, Gamecocks 20. Dakota Lee 27 says, I took Jason Brown rushing yards last week. It was over under -1.5 and took the over. He gave me -50. Yeah, that was brutal. That was a bad beat, man. It was a bad beat. Craig Hanna says 2 tight ends and a halfback set. We can run the ball, establish it. Hey, do whatever you got to do to get the run game going, my friend. I'm game with it. I like your idea. I like your way of thinking. AJ Bauer says Jason with 2 passing touchdowns. Yeah, I mean, listen, I have not locked in a prediction, but I will tell you I'm comfortable in saying, again, I took +6.5. I took +6.5. I think it's going to be a close game. I do. I'm not ready to make a prediction. I'm going back and forth on it. I do think it's going to be a close ball game. I think it's going to be a close ball game. Ronnie Pace, have you heard who any of the leading candidates are for the LSU and Vatech jobs? No, I have not. I really just haven't paid attention, man. I mean, I'm locked in with the Gamecocks and what we've got going on. No, I haven't paid attention at all to their coaching searches. Haven't paid attention at all. It'll be very interesting to see who they're going to go get. It's going to be very interesting to see. Of course, a year ago to the date, we were in this spot, or in the spot they're in. How about this report, by the way, on Twitter? Andy Slater, who works for Fox Sports 640, iHeartRadio, whatever. PFF College tweeting it out, though. Apparently, this guy, Andy Slater, reporting Lane Kiffin would leave Ole Miss for the University of Miami if the job opened up. Wow. Can you imagine? And what a tough spot that would be for Ole Miss. Good Lord. I mean, dude, Lane Kiffin he just goes wherever, man. He just goes wherever. He just goes wherever. Wouldn't that be something? Good Lord. Kane Kiffin. Some of these jokes I'm seeing, by the way, on Twitter about Mike Bobo are just classic. Somebody said Mike Bobo. It says Mike Bobo claps when the plane lands. Dakota Lee 27 says, I think Auburn pulls out, unfortunately, 23-20 on Saturday night. That's fair. I mean, listen, that's a fair prediction. You know, Auburn's a better football team than Mizzou. There's no question. I think it's a great opportunity Saturday night. Again, you know, I hate to hitch my wagon to home field, but I do think you play better at home. I think you play better at home. I think you will play better at home. I think Auburn, again, the big storyline in this one, and I don't think it's getting quite the pub it should, and I'm going to be making a clip about this shortly, but just the overall morale. The overall morale of the football teams. And I think the Gamecocks are probably in a better spot than Auburn. Because Auburn, you look at them, they just blew a 25-point lead at home to Mississippi State. So, like, what's the confidence level? What's the morale? And you lose your starting quarterback, right? What's the confidence level? What's the morale of them? That's tough to come back from, man. That's tough to bounce back from. It's very tough to bounce back from, believe it or not. So, again, 843-790-3377. Brian Jordan said Mike Bobo reverses into parking spots. You're gonna piss some people off saying some stuff like that. I know we got a lot of people that reverse into parking spots. A lot of people do that. Aaron Hodges says, is Auburn better than Kentucky? I think right now, Kentucky's kind of fallen off, man. They were hot early. I mean, Kentucky was hot early, no doubt, and just what happened? You know what I mean? What happened? Sven Webster, yes, Auburn is 6-4. They're already bowl eligible. They're already 6-4. Mm-hmm. Yep, they are 6-4. Let's see. My guy Cody Gaskin says row 3 at 302. My seats are row 19. So a little ways behind you. But I'll be sure to wave to you. I'll be sure to wave to you. For sure. Daddy Go says how teams finish the prior games actually do spill over the next week. Seen it a million times. No, it definitely does. I mean, these are college kids, man. These are college kids. It's hard sometimes for them to process these things and move on. So, Eric Fryer, Mike Bobo's a cat person. Savannah Webster, Mike Bobo likes candy corn. Noah Johns, how about this? Mike Bobo puts his Christmas tree out before Thanksgiving. Ooh, that'll piss some people off. I won't say that. I know many people do that. Mike Bobo wipes before he poops. James Kendall, Kentucky said, we want Bama. They got Georgia and happened in the same sense. Yeah. Dakota Lease 27. Mike Bobo calls the cops on a 5-year-old's birthday party because he wasn't invited. Jordan Floyd, what's worse? Our football program or basketball program? Ha, 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 ha. Jordan, yeah, I think it's basketball, no question.
Robbie Davis.
Robbie, what's going on, man? How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing well, man. Appreciate you asking. What's up?
My prediction for the football game this weekend, and I thought about this for a while last night and this morning. I think that in order for us to have a shot at beating Auburn, we're going to have to score 30 or more. We're going to have to. But my prediction is 31-28, South Carolina. That's my prediction. And my prediction almost came true on the women's game last night.
I thought your prediction, Robbie, for the football game was 28-20. I thought that's what you texted in. Have you changed in the last 24 hours or so?
That's right. That's right. I texted you last night.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right. What am I? I'm losing my mind. Good gracious. That's right. 28-20. 28-20 is my prediction. I'm losing my mind, man. This is crazy.
All good. I didn't see your text till this morning, so I do apologize. That's why I didn't read it on air last night. I just somehow missed it.
I'm losing my mind, Chris. It wouldn't be the first time somebody told me I was losing my mind.
Hey, it's all good, Robbie. It happens to the best of us.
But my prediction for the women's game last night almost came true.
Yeah.
Because my prediction was 75-50.
Yeah, well, it almost happened.
I was pretty close to being correct on the prediction. But one of the things that concerns me about the game this weekend is, like you've said throughout the week, Mike Bobo knows how our defense is to an extent.
Mm-hmm. Well, he certainly knows the personnel, right? I mean, he coached against them. So.
Right. He knows the personnel. He knows he knows stuff. But I have full blown confidence in Clayton White that he's going to figure out a way to confuse Mike Bobo, that little candied corn like coach. I can't stand candy corn. The texture of it's disgusting.
Yeah, I don't love it. I mean, I'll eat it, but it's not my favorite for sure. It's not my favorite.
But yeah, 28-20 is my prediction. And my prediction for the basketball game tonight, 65-60 South Carolina.
I like it. I hope it comes true, my friend. It'd be a huge win.
Yeah, because I just looked at to see what time the game was tonight, and apparently UAB is undefeated.
They are undefeated, and they are favored by 2.5 points.
Well, I got us getting the over.
I love that. Yeah,
I got us winning by 5.
Yeah, they're a good team, man. They're a good team, and they're well coached. Andy Kennedy's their head coach. He was at Ole Miss for over 10 years. So, yeah, they're a good team. They're a good team. It'd be a huge win.
Like I told you last year, I was like, the one thing I love about basketball so much is it doesn't matter where your school's from. If you play well and the ball's dropping, but the D1 team that you're playing, the shots ain't dropping, you got a chance to win.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure.
Like
no, yeah.
Because I watched College of Charleston play Duke the other night, and College of Charleston in the first 20 minutes was giving North Carolina just about all they could handle.
Yeah, CFC's got a really good program.
Whenever North Carolina made the adjustment, their size started to show.
Mm-hmm.
And once that happened, I was like, well, this ain't going to end well. I was like, it started well, but it ain't going to end well.
Right.
But dadgummit, College of Charleston hung in there, man. They only lost by 9 points to North Carolina. That was it.
Yeah. Now, CFC's a good team, man. They got a proud tradition. I mean, they don't have football, so they really take their basketball seriously. So, yeah, they're a good team. They're a good team, no doubt.
And I think that, of course, yes, last week was disappointing against Missouri. But I think that Beamer and the coaching staff will have them ready for this game and especially next week. But we'll worry about next week come Monday.
Right. Yeah, it'd be fun to win against Auburn. Yeah, it'd be fun to go into next week, man. Already having a bowl game locked up and having a crazy amount of momentum, and it really would. It really would. I mean, we're all going to be excited either way,
that
but
would be amazing.
yeah,
It would be amazing if we could if we win Saturday, we're guaranteed a bowl game.
right.
Then on top of that, you beat Clemson.
Yeah.
I'll take it. I will take it.
Yeah.
And
Oh yeah.
And if we're gonna have a shot at beating Clemson next week, I'm not trying to give you my prediction for next week already, but I think in order for us to have a shot at beating Clemson next week, we have got to force DJ to throw some horrible passes, get some picks, and capitalize off of those picks. Because I truly believe that if we do that next week against Clemson, Clemson ain't gonna have a chance.
No, for sure. I agree with you, man. We're looking
If you
forward to
rattle
it.
if you rattle a quarterback, no matter how good he is, he's going to have a tendency to make a mistake. So if we just take care of business Saturday, and then come Monday, get ready for that team in the upstate.
Yeah.
But
Going to be an exciting next week and a
Saturday.
half. Going to be an exciting next week and a half for sure.
Oh, yes, indeed. And go Deacons, doggone it. Go Deacons.
No doubt.
All right, man. You have a wonderful Thanksgiving with your family.
Yeah, man. You as well. Always a pleasure to chat with you.
Yep.
Great stuff. Robbie Davis, 843-790-3377. That's 843-790-3377. Guys, we're taking your questions, comments, calls. It's like I just missed a call from somebody in Charleston. So you want to call back in, would love to hear from you and all of you else as well. Nick Renfro says predictions 24-17 Carolina. He says, I think we stack the box and make Finley beat us with his arm. Cam Smith is a big game. Zaquandre White, 2 touchdowns and a defensive touchdown. Love it.
From
Derek.
Here we go. Derek, what's up, man? How are you?
Man, I'm good. How about yourself, bro?
I'm doing well, man. Just hanging out on this Thursday. What's going on?
Well, I want to talk about Frank Martin and the program. You think about it, Frank Martin has one good player that he's coached besides Thornwell and McKee, and that's Beasley. And for the amount of years that he's been coaching, you would think he's had better players. But besides that, I think that he uses the word a lot of passion and things of that nature. We're only good to get maybe a 3-star athlete or something of that nature. But I think we need to just blow the whole damn thing up and try to figure something out, because what we need more than anything is a recruiter. You see a lot of these teams now, Memphis, Michigan, and I think Vandy, they all have former NBA players. And it has shown and it has helped in their recruiting process. And it's just you want to be able to root for the team and things of that nature, but I mean, we don't have the talent. We can't even get the kids to stay in state to come and play for us. And we just need to do something. I truly believe that Don Staley is the standard when it comes to South Carolina sports in general, because once again, what she did, where she's going, and the success that she's had so far. We, on the other hand, as fans and whatnot, we want to be able to have something to cheer for. We want to be able to be proud South Carolinians, with our basketball, because we can't even make the NIT. That's a problem.
Yeah.
And so I mean, Coach Passion, that's what I call Frank. An unbelievable spirit. That's another one of his favorite terms that he likes to use. I mean, he's probably a good man, but in the end, it's all about wins and losses and things of that nature. And if we can't get it turned around, we really and truly have to do something else, because at this point in time, it's just old. This stuff is getting old, and continuing to talk about that Final Four run. I mean, hell, that's old. That's real old. Let's talk about something new. And my last point is, if you look at most of them,
out in Arkansas, of all places. He's getting 4 and 5-star recruits.
Mm-hmm.
Why can't we do that? I'll take this stuff off the line so I can hear what you got to say, bro. Appreciate you taking my phone call, and happy holidays to you and your family and to all Gamecock Nation. Thank you so much.
Absolutely, man. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Great call there. Great call, great perspective, and I tend to agree with him. Again, the question with Frank, it comes down to, I've said this a couple of times, but it's not, is Frank Martin a good basketball coach? Is he knowledgeable of basketball? Of course he is. But does he still work? Does his style still work? Do kids want to play for him? And again, if you can't recruit, if you can't get top talent to come to your school, what does it really matter? You know what I mean? I mean, the reality is what the reality is. Frank Martin's not changing, and that's okay. And, you can comment till you're blue in the face and be upset and kick and scream about, well, today's athletes, they're soft, they're snowflakes. You can say this, that. But if you can't coach today's athlete, if you can't recruit today's athlete, then you can't win. And you can't win consistently enough to have a job at the University of South Carolina or anywhere else for that matter. Let me ask you guys this too. Did we ever question why there was so much roster turnover from last year to this year? Why Trey Hannibal left? Why Jalen McCreary left? Why Justin Minaya left? Why was there so much roster turnover? Why? Why is there so much roster turnover at the University of South Carolina year after year after year? I mean, it feels like there's constant turnover on our basketball roster. And not for the good reasons, because, hey, if you got a bunch of one-and-dones, that's great. That means you have players who are good enough to go to the league after a single season. Them teams that have one-and-dones win, man. Them teams that have one-and-dones do pretty well. So I don't dislike Frank, man. I mean, I like Frank. His record, his resume, it speaks for itself. But, again, I agree with what Derek's saying. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over again and expecting a different result. Again, outside of a hot streak in the month of, from March to April of 2017, you haven't really done a ton. And again, I feel for Frank in a way. I feel for Frank because he will cling to 10-year record. He will cling to SEC record. Folks like Courtney will cling to, well, look what he's done versus the last 10 years versus this coach and that coach. That's all fine and dandy. But again, here's the reality. All fans care about, all college basketball fans care about is making the tournament. That's it. That's all they care about. That's really all I care about. Because when you look back on a season, you're not really going to remember, remember that game that Kusnar went off and we beat, Coastal Carolina, or we beat Wofford at home. Remember that? No, it's going to be, man, remember that season we made the tournament? What stands out from the last decade of Gamecocks basketball? None of the SEC wins do. Making the tournament does. Coach Ford says, recruiting is harder at USC basketball than people realize. Frank's style may be out of date, but it will have to be a heavy AAU guy to lift us in recruiting. Not enough prep basketball in South Carolina to fuel the program at a high level. I will say this again. I'm not calling for Frank Martin's job, obviously, guys. I like Frank Martin. I do. And I think there are probably issues beyond Frank Martin with South Carolina basketball. Systematic issues. The attention and energy and focus that we put into basketball, if you will, the promotion for basketball, what have you, whatever. But my buddy did have a very good point in saying, hey, how excited are you for for football right now with Shane Beamer? You have hope, you have optimism, all those things. He said, you can have those things with basketball. You can. You hire a new coach, you get a guy who wants to be at the University of South Carolina, you can have those things. You can. What do you have with Frank Martin right now? Do you have hope? Do you have positivity? Do you have optimism? Do you have excitement in your program? Again, I'm not asking for a lot, guys, but when fans become disinterested and apathy starts to set in and fans aren't even excited for games, and again, guys, like I told you, it's no knock on anybody, but the fact that there were over 13,000 people to watch the women last night, and there probably won't even be half of that there tonight, that's sad. That's sad. How do you change that? How do you get buzz in the building again? Does it take a coaching change? It's either going to take success or a change of some sort to change the momentum, to change the overall morale and feelings around the program. Something's got to change. Something's got to change. Again, guys, we're having a hell of a Thursday. Taking your questions, your comments, your calls. 843-790-3377. We can talk football. We can talk basketball, of course, as it is game day. We can talk about last night's women's game. Whatever you guys want to discuss, we can do it. Again, more of your questions, your comments, your calls, and more on the other side of the break. You're tuned in to the Daily Crow. All right, guys, we're back. 843-790-3377. That is 843-790-3377. Continue to take your questions, your comments, your calls. Guys, again, want to continue to hear from you as we sit just, 24, 48, 54, a little bit less than 54 hours away from kickoff on Saturday night as the Gamecocks take on the Auburn Tigers. Also, of course, it is game day. South Carolina UAB men's basketball returns to action tonight in a very pivotal non-conference matchup at CLA. Again, let's get back to your questions, your comments, everything else. Let's get back to your questions, comments, everything else. Let's see. Coach Ford says too many other players in that market that are not factoring for football. Xavier, Dayton, Butler, Villanova, etc. Football may be able to get the underpromoted Indianapolis kid. In basketball, he heads to Butler and stays closer to home. Good point. John Gibbs says, I think besides winning, it takes excitement from our court play. If we can shoot and play basic fundamental basketball while scoring points, and I say that's worth going to see. If we can score 70 or 80 points and still lose, and I can live with that because that means we just got beat, now is nothing but boring run up and down the court doing nothing. Hate to say it, but it's true. Same thing can be said for football. Again, I told you, man, we're 5-5. And some people are irate, upset. If we were 5-5 but scoring 40 points per game, I don't think anybody would have anything negative to say. They'd be like, well, we're fun to watch, right? So, Dakota Lee 27 says, Dakota Lee 27, just saw a report from LSU that LSU offered Lincoln Riley 8 years, $96 million. Deal would pay him $12 million a season. Massive deal to try to lure Riley away from Oklahoma right before they joined the SEC. Didn't know if you saw anything or talked about it earlier in the show before I hopped on today. I didn't. I'd heard there had been some conversations with Lincoln Riley and LSU. I wouldn't go if I was him. I think he's got a pretty good situation in Oklahoma. Corny Washington says, see, Chris, now it all makes sense. You explained everything in detail before the break. I agree with you on that. You have a point. I don't think you could have explained it, or you have explained it in that context before. I do what I can, Courtney. I do what I can. Noah Johns, if you had tickets in the Founders Zone before. I have not, I don't think. I have not. So, I have not. Again, guys, 843-790-3377. I guess what they say is true, that time really does fly when you're having fun, because it's crazy. It's almost already 1:30 here on a Thursday. We're already almost 1:30. Thursday, November the 18th, 2021. Really, really excited for kickoff this Saturday. Again, guys, TSUS tailgate going to be live out at Seawells, spots 93 to 96. That's Seawells, spots 93 to 96. Going to be a really, really good time, guys. Would love to have you all swing by. Looking forward to it. Scotty Griffin says, yo, Chris, I'm accepted into your alma mater. Very good. Go Wolves. Luke RJ, if Clemson beats Wake Forest, do we still have a chance to beat Clem Sucks? Luke RJ, I don't think the Clemson-Wake Forest game factors at all into our chances against them. I will tell you this, though. After looking at the schedule, I know one guarantee. Every TV in Columbia will be tuned into that game at noon because they play at noon, Clemson and Wake Forest. Let's see, tonight's game, Louisville against Duke at 7:30. That game's on ESPN. There's some good games tomorrow. Houston, Memphis at 9 o'clock on ESPN2. San Diego State at UNLV. Got a late one. Let's see. The SEC games this weekend. Georgia, Charleston Southern at noon. Ohio State, Michigan State at noon. Clemson, Wake Forest at noon. What are some other games? It's basically cupcake Saturday in the SEC. A lot of non-conference. Bama, Arkansas is at 3:30. Pittsburgh, Virginia at 3:30. App State, Troy at 3:30. NC State, Syracuse at 4. Florida, Mizzou at 4. Interesting game. I'm just so happy we have a 7 o'clock gig. Like I don't know, guys. Again, maybe my giddiness for this weekend is simply stemming from the fact that we have a night game. Like, thank goodness, the first ever season that I had, the TSUS tailgate was a thing. We got lucky enough to our earliest kickoff time was at 4 o'clock. We didn't, you guys realize that? We didn't have a single noon game at home all year. We didn't have a single noon game at home. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy? Not a single one. So, pretty nuts. We got very fortunate. Very, very, very fortunate. That's for sure. So, we did have a couple of comments in the TDC Questions channel, by the way, guys. I want to address those. Brendan M. says, is there a number of three-pointers attempted by Eric Stevenson in tonight's game? Yeah, Eric Stevenson. Shooter, shoot. Shooter, shoot. Sperminator says, would you rather have Martin or Odom? Wow, what a question. I don't know, man. I'll say Martin. I don't know, though. You look at what Odom did. I don't know. Brendan M., Section 23, represent. Indeed, my friend, indeed. Like I said, I'm all over the stadium. It's just kind of where I run into tickets and where I get tickets, and this week happened to be the upper deck. So let's just hope and pray to God that I have service and can actually get out the halftime video when it's supposed to go, can actually get out the content when it's supposed to go. Obviously, Florida game, that was a struggle to say the least. So y'all just bear with me. Y'all just bear with me when it comes to stuff like that. Because, you know, I mean, I'll tell you again, I've told you guys this before. You know, I love going to the games. I really do, obviously. When it comes to covering the game, I could do a much, much more efficient job of it at home, to be honest, and not going. But I did that for one game against Troy, and people kind of freaked out. So, and I mean, I wouldn't miss these last two games of the world, man. It's going to be an incredible time at Willie B, especially next weekend, but I think this weekend too. I think it's going to be an absolute blast. John Arthur says, Chris, would Mullen finish the season no matter what, or could he get fired with a loss to Mizzou? I have no idea, John. I mean, you know, obviously it's, you know, things are tumultuous for sure. Things are very tumultuous at Florida. So you never know what might happen. You never know what could happen. You never know what might happen. Again, guys, 843-790-3377. About 30 minutes to go here on a Thursday. Again, check out the podcast if you have not done so. Episode 539 that dropped this morning. Episode 539. Talking Auburn on Saturday, UAB tonight. Your questions, fantastic throwback conversation with former Gamecocks receiver Corey Bridges. Really, really good stuff here on this Thursday. Of course, tomorrow's podcast, guys, I will lock in my official prediction as well as give a full breakdown and recap of tonight's game at CLA. So another late podcast tonight, but cannot wait for it. Going to be a good time. So prediction and recap of the game will come your way tomorrow. Again, in case you missed it, my best bet is locked in. I got Gamecocks plus 6.5. I do think it's going to be a close game. I'm not necessarily ready to lock in a prediction, but I think it's going to be a close game. And the over-under totals at 44.5. I think that is about right, honestly. So let's see. Again, the new Garnet throwbacks have been announced for tonight's game. Absolute fire, by the way. Absolute fire. Let's see. Brian Dean says you can run on Auburn. I sure as heck hope so. Luke RJ, I thought if Wake Forest beats Clemson by a lot, that would help our chances. Isn't Clemson still a pretty good team? Do you think Clemson's a good team, Luke? I haven't seen anything from Clemson that tells me they're a very good team. No. Again, we'll worry about Clemson next week. I don't think anything that happens in our game or their game really means anything for next weekend. That's just my take. That's my take. I mean, momentum's great and everything, but just because you win or lose this weekend doesn't mean you win or lose next weekend, right? Just my opinion. David Barnes, does Auburn have a weakness on defense? They give up a lot of passing yards, believe it or not. Brian Dean, I watched the Georgia State game. The running back that had 2 carries for 104 yards. Yeah. Carter Bingham, that sneak a peek tweet was pretty funny. Yeah, I tweeted Mike Bobo's the type of guy to Sneak a peek at the urinal. Yep. Mike Bobo sneaks a peek at the urinal. He's that kind of gay. He's that kind of gay. Brian Dean, he ran at the middle on Auburn. Scotty Griffin says over under 2 takeaways on Saturday night. I'll tell you this. If you have more than 2, well, I was going to say if you have more than 2 takeaways, I think you win. And I probably will stick by that, but that didn't seem to matter against Mizzou. So I'm going to go push. I think 2 is a good number. Corey Washington, for Clemson to beat us, they have to play similar to the game they played against Georgia. Again, we'll talk Clemson all week next week, y'all. I promise. I promise. David Barnes, do you think we'll keep the same black baseball unis, or do you think they will make a black throwback? I think we'll stick with probably the black ones we've worn before. Noah Johns, I hope we contain Bigsby to under 150. He'll get 100 or more. Yeah, you got to. You got to contain him. You don't stand a chance if he has a game like Tyler Beatty did. By the way, guys, just because I'm thinking ahead, you guys are throwing these Clemson questions at me, so I'll go ahead and just for next week, going to be a busy, busy week next week, right? Tiger Burn on Monday at 6 o'clock. Yours truly will be out there. So if you're going to be out there, I'll be out there. Look forward to seeing you there. On Tuesday, men's basketball plays at home. Of course, yours truly will be there at CLA. Wednesday, yes, we're live at Tin Roof, 5 to 7. Same show as always, night before Thanksgiving. Going to be a hell of a time. Thursday, of course, is Thanksgiving. With that being said, podcast will drop as normal, but no Daily Crow on Thursday because, again, it's Thanksgiving week. I know, folks, even I'm going to miss doing it on Thanksgiving because it's still Carolina Clemson week. But go be with your families, go eat some turkey, go eat some stuffing, all that good stuff. Back at it on Friday. Podcast will drop as normal. Back to the Daily Crow. Women's basketball plays at 3, and then we go into the weekend with the game. So I'm really trying to – I'm kind of thinking about next weekend for the Clemson game, doing a – some sort of pregame show or something like that. So doing a pregame show, I don't know. I think it'd be fun. And then and then to even talk farther ahead, after next week, the setup will be a little bit different. A little bit of a Christmas vibe behind me. So you'll have that to look forward to. You'll all have that to look forward to. So really good stuff. Really good stuff. For those who are familiar, you guys know I put out a lot of funny content. Fun, entertaining, whatever. Humorous content around Christmas. A Gamecock fans Christmas wish list, all that good stuff. So I'll tell you, I'm just really, again, selfishly as a fan, I want to go to a bowl game because I want us to get to 6 wins, obviously, and have the chance to win a bowl game. From the content side, I want us to go to a bowl game too, though. Like, I want to have another football game to talk about. I want to have another football game for us to talk about. John Gibbs says, I have 2 scores for Auburn. Auburn 24, South Carolina 31, or Auburn 34, Carolina 24. This game is tricky because it really can go both ways. Come on, John. That's not how it works. You got to lock in with one, my guy. You got to lock in with one. Are you going to be bold and pick the win, or are you going to go the other way? You got to pick one, my guy. James Kendall says, Chris, Thanksgiving is a meal. All right, Will Muschamp. Should we be having that discussion? Is that our debate next week? Is Thanksgiving a meal, not a day, right? Is Thanksgiving a meal, not a day? AJ Bauer says if we have 2 fumbles and 1 pick in the game, have a very good chance of winning. I agree. If we do that and we don't turn the ball over, then we got a great shot. Dakota Lee Center Fights has got a bold take. South Carolina shoots around 40% from 3. Eric Stevenson goes 4 of 6 from 3 tonight. He has to start shooting better, right? Because it can't get any worse. So why not tonight? South Carolina wins 79-69. Shoot or shoot. Shoot or shoot. I'd love to see it, dude. He's my new favorite player. So Clemson Tigers. See, the fact Clemson Tigers is commenting all week this week, are you that scared of next weekend, my guy? Are you that scared of next weekend? I think he is. I think that's what that means. I think that's what that means. Mm-hmm. Again, guys, 843-790-3377. That is 843-790-3377. Want to continue to hear from you, taking your questions, your comments, your calls as well. AJ Bowers, over under, you eating three plates full during Thanksgiving. I'll probably say under. 2 is probably good for me. I think 2 is good. Dakota Lee Center, here's the question. When's Stevenson's Shooter Shoot merch coming out? Dude, that's got – I hear you. That's actually got to be merch. We got to get on that, like ASAP. We got to get on that, my guy. Absolutely. Shooter Shoot merch sounds incredible. Like, I love the idea of Shooter Shoot merch. Like, that's – I don't even know if, like, I would make it Eric Stevenson specific. I just think, like, for this team. Like, dude, this entire team just chucks it up. Led by him. Daddy-O says, Mike Bobo thinks Will Sweeney made the team on ability. John Gibbs, diving into baseball, but Chris, for the middle game this year at Seager Park versus the Taters, you should have an awesome setup somewhere. Oh, yeah, yeah. John, trust me, there's going to be plenty of shows, and we're going to have – I'll tell you this. I'll tell you this, by the way. I'll tell you this. This is obviously not meant as a slight at the school or their initiatives or what they're doing. But I'll tell you this. They initiated the cockpit, right, for the student section. And I think it's been fine. It is what it is. You guys tell me if I'm wrong, if I need to let it go. I don't think Rowdy Roosters is going anywhere for baseball season. Like, I think the Rowdy Roosters will be back. Like, I think Rowdy Roosters will be the thing again. I just, call me crazy, guys. Calling it the cockpit for basketball and baseball, I'm sorry, but it's stupid. It doesn't fit. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. That doesn't make any sense. I mean, really, the name as a whole doesn't make any sense because the cockpit is not the student section. The cockpit is the stadium as a whole, in my opinion. So, Robbie Davis texts in, just for the heck of it, my prediction for the Wake Forest-Clemson game. Wake Forest 35, Clemson 28. Love that. Somebody also texts in earlier, I don't know if we want to reopen this can of worms, but says, ask Courtney if Frank is such a good coach, why can't we make the NIT at least every season? We don't make the NCAA tournament. Hell, you should at least be making one of those every year. I won't even say every year, but again, you got to go to the postseason more often. There's no question. No question. Let's see. Clemson Tigers says, all trash talking aside, if there's any year the cock can crow, it's this year. You guys have a shot. I'm not going to pretend that you don't. I'll tell you this, too. I'll tell you this. For the health of the rivalry, the game this year is a good thing. The fact that there's actually going to be mutual excitement on both sides, that's a positive in my opinion for the rivalry. So take it for what it's worth. Again, we'll talk all about that next week, guys. For now, we're talking Carolina Auburn as well as tonight's basketball game. Gamecocks taking on the UAB Blazers in a very big non-conference matchup tonight at CLA. Folks, going to take one final break here on this Thursday. Want to continue to hear from you, more of your questions, your comments, your calls, and more on the other side. You're tuned in to the Daily Crow. All right, we're back, guys. Taking your questions, your comments, your calls. Final 15 minutes or so here on a Thursday. 843-790-3377. That's 843-790-3377. That's the number you can call in. Would love to hear from you as we sit about 56, 55 hours or so from kickoff on Saturday night. Gamecocks taking on the Auburn Tigers at Williams-Brice Stadium. Also, again, of course, tip-off tonight against UAB as Frank Martin's squad returns to action in a big-time non-conference matchup against the Blazers. UAB, guys, if you did not know, actually a 2.5-point favorite in this ball game. 2.5-point favorite. So, let's see. Big Game Boomer dropped his top 50 head football and basketball coaching duos. South Carolina did not make the top 50. That's a tough look. That is a tough look. That's a little surprising too, but there are some good coaches on there. There's some really good coaches on there. So, again, guys, do want to continue to hear from you. 843-790-3377. That's 843-790-3377. I see y'all are making Clemson Tigers very well acquainted in the comments and the chat. Love to see that, guys. Love to see that. Y'all keep it coming. Y'all keep the fire coming in the comments for sure. Y'all keep the fire coming in the comments. Let's see. Again, 843-790-3377. That's 843-790-3377. Again, guys, quick reminder, podcast did drop this morning, episode 539. Talking everything Auburn on Saturday. Top storylines, which there's a ton of storylines going into this game, by the way. But top storylines, key matches to watch for, keys to the game. Also, full breakdown of tonight's game, guys. Like I said, game breakdowns and previews and all that good stuff are back for basketball. Again, we hadn't dove into that quite yet just because we're really locked in on the football grind, but those are back in their entirety. Really, really excited for that. So, again, full breakdown of UAB, storylines for this one, keys to the game, UAB players to watch for, all that good stuff, and my prediction to get you ready for tip-off. Also a great throwback conversation with former Gamecocks wide receiver Corey Bridges. Corey Bridges joined me for an awesome conversation, guys. I know one you are sure to enjoy. Again, guys, 843-790-3377. That's 843-790-3377. Let's see. Again, guys, yours truly will be in the building tonight as South Carolina takes on UAB. Very excited. Very, very excited for tonight's game. Going to be a ton of fun. Really looking forward to it. I'll tell you guys, today, I don't know. Never mind. I'm thinking to myself right now. 10 minutes to go here on a Thursday. 10 minutes to go, guys. How about a little roll call? Anybody tuned in here going to be at the game? So, Extend Tony Elliott says, look at Chris telling his fans to attack a viewer that actually takes time to tune in every day. Definitely on brand. Should be happy for anybody he can get. Extend Tony Elliott, when did I tell them to attack the guy? Like, they're just giving him some time. They're giving him a rough time in the comments, bro. You're a Clemson fan coming into a South Carolina stream. Like, you kind of get what you're asking for when you do that. So, Slapdick YouTube with a comment. YouTube comment of the day goes to Extend Tony Elliott. Congratulations, my friend. You played yourself. Yeah, it's all. I mean, it's all in good fun. Obviously, don't take the personal attacks or anything. It's all literally look at all the comments. They're all talking football. I mean, Yeah, give him a rough time for sure. Don't make it personal, but it's fun. So I don't know who you're mad at today, my guy. I don't know, somebody shitting your cornflakes or what. You mad at Mike Bobo? I don't know. You ain't got to take it out on me though. Again, 843-790-3377, guys. Again, some interesting plays and interesting numbers on Prize Picks. Like I said earlier, a lot of value. That over under, what was it, 76.5 for Tank Bigsby. It doesn't make a ton of sense to me, but I think there's a lot of value there to take the over after you give up 200 to Tyler Beatty. I don't know, man. I don't know. That feels like a no-brainer in my opinion. Also, guys, I'll tell you this. Stay tuned. Of course, we have our TSUS tailgate as normal this weekend at Seawells, spots 93 to 96. Stay tuned for next week. Of course, we got our normal Tin Roof show. We're busy, really, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday's Thanksgiving. Either Friday or Saturday. I'm really thinking Saturday at the tailgate. Would love to do some sort of fun pregame content, like bring back a pregame show, maybe do it live from the tailgate, something like that. So be a ton of fun. Again, of course, we'll worry about next week. But, yeah, it's going to be a good time. Coach Ford says, just to stay consistent, hashtag Fire Satterfield. Love it. Very on brand. Clemson Tiger says, it's trash talk, my guy. It's only for fun. Always fun to ruffle some feathers. Yeah, I would say extend Tony Elliott, that YouTuber. Yeah, just slap dig of the day. We'll give it to you. Luke RJ, do you think JB plays better this week or same performance against Mizzou? Well, Luke RJ, the question is his offensive line blocked for him? I mean, I don't think he played miserably against Mizzou. He's got to do a better job of not turning the football over, obviously. But just really hard to succeed, man, when you got 57 yards rushing and you're running for your life all game. So needs help. He'll play better if he gets more help. I can tell you that. John Gibbs says it's certainly not all, but that's why everyone hates Clem sucks, because you say anything about them, fun or no fun, their feelings get hurt. They also give credit where it's due. Stay in the upstate, please. Well, John Gibbs, here's the funny part. That extend Tony Elliott commenter, that's a Gamecock fan. I'll show you. It's a Gamecock fan. So, yeah. I don't know. That is a Gamecock fan. So, is what it is. It's all love, man. It's all love. Apparently, by the way, if there's any students tuned in, the first 250 students get free pizza. To tonight's game against UAB. So, interesting stuff. Very interesting. Somebody tweeted, Mike Bobo eats raw onions and blue cheese before a dental appointment. Ugh. Let's see. Like I said, my tweet was Mike Bobo sneaks a peek at the urinal. Somebody replied to me and says, that insinuates he actually stands up when he goes to the bathroom. Well played, sir. Well played. Clemson Tiger says, congratulations to your women's basketball team on the win last night. Hope you all truly recognize how blessed you are to have them. We are. Yeah, I definitely don't take it for granted. It's incredible what Dawn Staley's built. I mean, it's easy to take for granted, too, because you're like, oh, we're just going to beat everybody. Who cares? But you really take a step back, you're like, wow. I mean, it's pretty nuts when you think about it. It's pretty nuts. Let's see. Daddy O says, sure wish the students were courtside and not behind a basket. So a lot of students are courtside, Daddy O. A lot of students are courtside, actually. So the students are court. The problem is you wouldn't know hardly, because our student section isn't like crazy. I mean, I'm not trying to go after the student section, but just you don't see them or hear from them a whole lot at the basketball games. So it is what it is. Again, 5 minutes to go, guys, here on a Thursday, November the 18th, 2021. I'm going to continue to hear from you, taking your questions, your comments, your calls as well. Questions, comments, calls. What do you got? Daddy O says, winning draws the flies. You're right. Extend Tony Elliott. Just somebody's upset today. Coming after me for telling the truth. What are you talking about, bro? What are you talking about? Literally, Clemson Tigers came back at you and said you were an idiot. Let you and your blind followers who truly don't give two crats about the show continue to be ignorant. Extend Tony Elliott must be mad because he probably tried to start a YouTube account and do a show and 0 people tuned in. Extend Tony Elliott. It's okay, man. It's okay. We're all Gamecocks here. Ain't no need to be mad at nobody. There's no reason. Man, my friend, this is a place you can vent. You can call in 843-790-3377. We can have a conversation. Come on now, Extend Tony Elliott. There's no need for that. There's no need for that. All is fine, my friend. It's a beautiful day. The sun is out today. It's not too cold today. It's a great day, man. It's a great day. No need for the hostility. I don't know. Let's all pray for Extend Tony Elliott on YouTube. That's why I love doing the Daily Crow in this show, because the storylines and the jokes just write themselves with some of these people. I love it. It's always entertaining. It never fails. Brian Jordan, Extend Tony Elliott is just Mike Bobo. Mad about all the jokes. Yeah, that's Mike Bobo's burner, right? Luke RJ says, man, if Van doesn't have any catches, nobody else really gets catches down the field. I hate that. Who else can get open downfield? Your guess is as good as mine, Luke RJ. I think Josh Van's the feature guy. He's no doubt the go-to guy. You got to continue to get him the football, but somebody else has got to step up. You know, is it finally E.J. Jenkins' time to shine? Does Dak Joyner have a game? Does Xavier Legette? Does Jaheim Bell? Does Nick? Where? That's a great question. Where has Nick Muse been? I mean, he hasn't. I mean, I don't know if he's just not getting targeted. Like, dude, he hasn't had a season at all like we were expecting. Right? This is a guy we're talking about was preseason all-conference. Preseason all-conference. Which, by the way, guys, just to give you your game day report in regards to the weather. High of 61 on Saturday. So, actually going to be pretty comfy. Low of 40, but I'm sure at kickoff it'll be like, high 40s, 50s. That's not terrible. As long as the wind's not blowing, that's not all that bad. So, I take that. I'll take that. Again, guys, we're creeping up on 2 o'clock, so just a couple quick reminders. Podcast did drop this morning, episode 539. Full breakdown and preview of Auburn, tonight's game against UAB on the hardwood, and also a great conversation with former Gamecocks wide receiver Corey Bridges. Also, guys, of course, podcast Daily Crow rocking and rolling as normal tomorrow. And Saturday, the TSUS tailgate at Seawells. We'll get out there probably just right before or right at 1 o'clock or so. Spots 93 to 96. You guys will see the Big Cock Club and TSUS flags flying high and proud. Also, guys, if you do want to contribute, donate to the show, support the content, support everything we do, you're on YouTube, you can. Through Super Chat, Super Stickers. Also, merch is flying off the shelves right now. TSUS.store. We've got a ton of specials, ton of discounts, all that good stuff upcoming next week. And really over the next couple weeks and next month or so, as it is the holiday season. Black Friday's upcoming, Cyber Monday, Christmas, obviously. So you want to make sure you get your Christmas shopping done. So again, a lot of exciting things happening this week, next week, every single day. You guys know the drill. Again, guys, hey, it's 2 o'clock. Appreciate you all tuning in. If you're going to be at CLA tonight, be loud, be rowdy, be early, say what's up. Yours truly will be in the building. Until next time, tomorrow, guys, hey, appreciate you all tuning in. Have a great rest of your Thursday, and